Good day, everyone. Good day, my BSBA fourth year students. So this video is the introduction of our course, which is feasibility study. So before we could able to conduct or to prepare a project feasibility study, we must know what a feasibility study is. So before I proceed to my discussion, I would like to give credits to the real owner of the background that I'm using for this presentation. I know that you are familiar with this background. This background was taken from the K-drama entitled Startup. My dear students, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, watch my videos, and comment done after watching the full video. Okay, let us start. So what is a feasibility study? Feasibility study is an assessment of the viability, practicability, and profitability of a proposed business undertaking. The feasibility study helps to frame and flesh out specific business scenarios so they can be studied in depth. So this simply means in Tagalog class na hinihimay-himay natin ang mga detalye na kailangan natin for every aspect ng ating business proposal. And then also, feasibility study help answer the question of whether to go forward with the business idea. So it will give us the go signal whether to push the business or not. The feasibility study also helps us in determining the different strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of our proposed business undertaking. And it helps us identify the different resources that we need in order to carry out a successful business prospect. A feasibility study could help us foresee what will happen to a proposed business undertaking. So let us say, for example, so market study is a part of our FS. In our market study, we have there the demand and supply analysis. So that means ahead of time, we can really determine if there is a demand for our product, and out of that, we could able to have our projected sales. And then for, let us say, technical study, there are very good product concept, but upon making the technical aspect of the feasibility study due to limitations of resources, the product is not capable of being made. So that means the product is not technically feasible, no? So alam na natin na sa market study pa lang, sa technical study pa lang, may mga nakikita na tayong mga weaknesses or mga limitations ng ating business idea. So a feasibility study is valuable for starting a new business, expansion of existing business, adding an enterprise to an existing business, and purchasing an existing business. So if you are not sure kung ano yung pinapasok natin, make a feasibility study, make a research on that particular business. So once we're done with the conduct of the feasibility study and the business turns out to be a feasible one, so it's an important indication, no? Kasi alam natin that a feasible business will generate adequate cash flow and profits. So that will be very beneficial on the part of the proponents or the investors. And then talking about the risk, so no matter what happened to the economy, whether there are ups and downs on our economy, on the financial situation of the country, it could able to withstand the risk. And then it remain viable in the long term. So that means there is stability on your business and it meets the goals of the founders. So yun naman ang gusto natin, di ba? So dun nga sa number 1, we are aiming for profitability. So there are reasons also not to do a feasibility study. So kumbaga wag na din nating lokohin yung sarili natin, nagawan pa natin ng feasibility study yung mga undertaking na to or yung mga events or situations na to. So we are just, sabi nga sa number 5, it is just a waste of time. So number 1, if we already know that it's feasible, so no need to conduct a feasibility study. And then if you perform a feasibility study on it a couple of years ago and you think, no, okay pa naman yung mga data na nag-gather natin, accurate pa naman, applicable pa naman sa present time natin, so better not do a feasibility study. Then yung iba talagang parang pinagkakaperahan lang, no? So may maging source lang ng additional income on the part of the consultants. So that's why they're making a feasibility study. And then the company selling the product says that it is feasible. So hindi naman nila sasabihin yan if they don't have the experience, no? That their product or if they don't have the record, if they don't have the experience na talaga namang naging mabenta yung produkto nila at nakapag-conduct na din sila ng research that their product will become saleable. So I have these questions for you, no? If there is a need to conduct a feasibility study for the following. So let us say you're planning to have a Starbucks in Mariveles, Bataan. Is there a need to conduct a feasibility study on that? Okay, then how about student dormitory in TALISAY, Balanga City? Okay, then another one, a 7-Eleven store near Bagac Church. Okay, then an aged care facility in Bataan. So I want you to think about those 4 businesses that I had enumerated if there is a need to conduct a feasibility study on it. So since I'm handling feasibility study before, these are some of the feasibility study conducted by my former students. So a child care center, a cafe with different concepts. Okay, another one, we have Pinoy pasta, kangkong soap, a food truck business, a paper made of potato and other vegetable peel. So if there are reasons not to do a study, there are also reasons to do a study. So first one, so since we are concentrating only on the business proposal that we're doing, so we're giving focus on it. Then also it trim down our business alternatives. So let us say based on the market assessment, one of our alternative is not already viable, not already marketable, so we have to eliminate them on our choices. Or we could identify also at the course of doing the research, we could identify new opportunities. Then we could identify the different reasons, no, how to proceed. So remember, the feasibility study will be used as the basis in making our decision whether to go or not to go with the business. Then in number 6, since in our feasibility study, we could identify the weaknesses ahead of time. So we could plan on those weaknesses so that increase the probability of our business success. So kung alam mo na that this is one of the weaknesses of your company, so gagawa na natin ng mga strategies para yung mga weaknesses na yan ma-convert into strengths. Then number 7, evidence natin yan, no? Hindi yung sasabihin na ng iba sa atin na nagtsamba lang tayo, di ba? Na nanghula lang tayo that our product is feasible. And then also, when it comes to funding, no, having the sources of finances, no, mga investors sa business natin. So, syempre, yung mga investors na yan, they are looking for the feasibility study before they grant us the necessary funds. So, that will help us attract different investors for our business. And then another one, helps attract equity investments. So, other than mga creditors natin, so we might as well attract more owners of the business. Take note, class, that feasibility study is not a business plan. So a feasibility study is conducted before the decision to proceed with the business, while a business plan is prepared after the decision to proceed. So since on the feasibility study, it will serve as the basis for your decision to pursue the business undertaking. So after you made that decision, you're now going to make plans for the business. And that's the reason why you now have to prepare the business plan. So the feasibility study provides investigative function, while the business plan provides planning function. So this simply means na kapag nandun na tayo sa stage na gumagawa na tayo ng business plan, kasi nakita na natin based on our study that the business is feasible. So we have to take the next step, which is planning for our business. Okay, then lastly, the users of feasibility study, of course, the management, the owners, the prospective investors, lenders or creditors, the government, so, and other users. So, kahit tayo na nasa academe, kayong mga estudyante, so tayo, pwede tayong maging users ng feasibility study. Yung mga agencies ng mga government, so let us say DTI, yung mga local government units natin, pwede din silang maging users ng feasibility study. Okay, so that would be all for this video. Thank you very much for listening. So I hope you had able to learn something from this lesson. So see you on our online class.